to prove that indeed the square root of 2 is irrational. And in order to prove that the square root of 2 is irrational, then we have to use a contradiction. We have to contradict ourselves. Say square root of 2 is rational. And by saying that square root of 2 is rational, then it means that square root of 2 can be represented or can be expressed as a over b, where a and b are members of some integers, yeah, or are members of integers, and b is not equal to 0. Again, that's the first assumption. Assume that because square root of 2 through contradiction is rational, because we have contradicted ourselves, then assume that a over b is irreducible, cannot be reduced further, is coprime. It has a GCD of 1. It has only one common factor of 1. Or it is in its simplified form. So let's have square root of 2. Let's have the solution of a over b equals to a over b. Then let us do away with the square root by squaring. Then we have 2 equals to a squared over b squared. By cross multiplication, we'll be having a times 1, a squared times 1, which is a squared, equals to 2b squared. This is equation 1. And on this equation 1, it is true that a squared is a multiple of 2. Why? Because if we multiply 2 by some integer b squared, we find a, which leads us to Euclidean rule, where a multiplied by a sorry, before we go to the Euclidean rule, members, let's focus on, which means that if a squared is a multiple of 2, then 2 is a factor of a squared, because 2 multiplied by some integer b squared, we get a squared, which is a contradiction, because we say that in order to be rational, it should only have one common factor, and now this is another common factor, that is addition. Then through equation 2, let's assume that from equation 1, a squared equals to 2b squared, and assume that let some integer to be k, for some integer k integer, then it will be a squared equals to 2k, a squared equals to 2k squared. Everything has to be squared in the bracket in order to be genuine, or in order to be accurate. Then, which means that 2k squared from equation 1 equals to 2b squared, which gives us 4k squared equals to 2b squared over 2 over 2, which means that 2k squared equals to b squared. This means that b squared is a multiple of b squared is a multiple of 2, which is true to say that 2 is a factor. 2 is a factor of b squared. And through the Euclidean rule, if we have 2 dividing b multiplied by b, it means that it is as more equal saying 2, it is true that 2 divides b. Then 2 is therefore is a factor of b. Equally, here in equation 1, it means 2 is also a factor of a. Because, note point, members, because 2 is a factor of both a and b, then it contradicts, then it contradicts our assumption that square root of 2 is rational, meaning square root of 2, because it has got more than one common factor, then square root of 2 is not rational, therefore cannot be represented as in form of a over b, or cannot be represented in form of a fraction. Thank you for watching. Keep following and making inquiries. Further in the next video, I will be doing the square root of 4 being an even number, the square root of 3 being irrational, and the square root of 4 being rational. Those proofs all are provided in my channel. Send me a message at mosesayuka9880@gmail.com. Comment for further inquiries. Thank you for watching. Bye bye.